Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome back. What up? How's it going? I'm going to give it a few minutes before I get started. But in the meantime, before I get started, first of all, besides streaming on YouTube, we are streaming on a brand new X account that I just opened up today. Specifically, just wanted to reboot the whole X experience for me regarding tech. So my old account will have like various different things posted on it from time to time, but like anything that's like tech related is on the new account. Um, and so yeah, I'm pretty happy to be live streaming on there too as well. Um, hey, what's up, Michael? How's it going? But anyways, yeah. So brand new X account live on there. If you're watching from live, feel free to please comment, say hi, say hello. Anyways, and you guys might see that I'm actually running a thing to help out my son. So just to kind of get some context really quickly, you guys don't have to do it, but I'm just trying to help him out. His third grade class is raising funds for their graduation ceremony, and some people will be like, what the hell is the point of a third grade graduation? Well, the schools that my son goes to, so there are two elementary schools near each other. One of them is from grades K through third grade, and then the other side is from fourth to sixth grade. And so he is leaving his certain elementary school. They're doing a ceremony. However, because of the last couple of years, things have been pretty tough. The school is reaching out for help, and so my son is trying to do his part in helping. And for that very reason is why the QR code changed up. As you guys see, it says Rains Donos, raising funds to help third graders graduation ceremony. So there's QR code there. It's a Venmo link. Whatever you guys can help out with would be awesome. I don't care if it's 50 cents, 10 cents, don't matter. All this is going to my son, and he's going to be bringing this to his school. I think the deadline to get this done is in, check my calendar here, and that would be the 15th of May, as that that day is actually the graduation. So anyways, yeah, welcome on in. And as you guys may see in the chat, I posted a link to Sneed's video this morning, a very interesting video that Sneed dropped, and I think you guys should listen to that regarding Boost Mobile. And you guys know that for the longest time I've been an advocate for Boost Mobile, even in the days when it was with Sprint. It was just one of those brands that I really stuck behind. But ever since Dish's acquisition of Boost Mobile, it has gone in a very downward spiral. Now, it's not to say that Boost Mobile never had a bad reputation before, because even under the Sprint administration, they were pretty much shit. We can all agree on that, right? I feel like that, with Dish and the way that they're handling things with Boost Mobile, it's like kicking a dead horse with a steel toe. They've already been beat down. There's many things that I can name about Boost Mobile that people don't like them. One, the service connectivity. A lot of people stress about that. Phone options are not always the greatest. Right? Like even way back in the day, during the Sprint administration, right? Like if you got the LG G Stylo on Boost Mobile, it was an 8 gigabyte variant. If you went to Metro by T-Mobile, it was a 16 gigabyte variant. So Boost has always had the shit end of the stick. Poor decisions by those running the brand. And I can definitely understand why Peter Adderton's very vocal on X. Pretty much watching what he created pretty much get torn down. Like he still has Boost Mobile in Australia. And that's his baby. That's what he's working out over there. He's got Mobile X in the US and in Australia that he's been working on. And so, yeah, lots for me to talk about. There was also a little discussion, between Sneed, Rob, and myself on Peter Adderton's X post. And we were just kind of going on about MVNOs, and I'm just going to talk a little bit more about that. But welcome in, one and all, everybody. Let me put you guys in here. You guys are a big part of the channel, so I feel like people should see what you guys have to say on the live stream other than just in the chat thread. So T Yellow Dragon, what's up, man? Welcome in. You were first in. Joey's a San Joaquin Valley. Welcome in. Welcome to, glad to have you here. Jake Egg 23. What's good? Using my old channel name. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, we got some lightning and, some high winds. We didn't get any rain in the metro area of Phoenix, so we didn't get wet. Just picked up the Motorola Edge Plus 2023 for Boost. Can't wait to get it in my hands. Okay, so you ordered one and it's on the way to you. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I heard there might be some more rain coming too. Maybe Arizona will get some of it. I personally won't be getting anything from Boost Mobile since AT&T are part owners of it. Anything AT&T are part of, I won't. AT&T is not part owner of Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile has an MVNO agreement with them, so it's a little bit different. Yeah, I'm trying to help my son out. I know, he really wants to be a big part of it. He loves school. He's like the one out of my 5 kids that doesn't give me a hard time getting up in the morning for school or going to school. He really loves, going to school. He really loves doing all these fun things that his school's been able to do. His school actually is an A+ school. They got ranked by the Board of Education here in Arizona, and they were ranked an A1, A+ school. So he got a commemorative T-shirt given to him by the school itself, letting them know that in 2023 to 2024 they are a A+ school. So everyone seemed appalled when my pop said he wasn't interested in going to my graduation. Yeah, I thought it was weird. Like, like he kept talking about it. He was like, he has graduation this year. I'm like, graduation? What do you mean? You're not 18 yet. And, it's in my head, I was just like, and then I found out, like, yeah, because, his school, his specific elementary school goes from grades K through 3rd, because it's a big district. There's a lot of students that go to it. So they kind of have 2 schools. They're like right next to each other. He, one side is like from K to 3rd grade. The other side's from 4th to 6th grade. As he's also helping his sister out too, because she is actually having a graduation too as well. She's going from 6th grade to 7th grade. So she'll be going to middle school next year. So like all these things going on, and my son wants to kind of help out since, both elementary schools are pretty much together. So like all this kind of goes in there for the end of year events. That's what they're really trying to raise funds on. And, he wants to do his part. So since I have these platforms, however people may see it, I figured, I would help them out. So yeah, anything that's given is much appreciated. I don't care if it's like a dime, because I know today is hard. Everything's hard for everybody. Trust me, I feel the pinch too. So like, I'm not expecting a whole lot. But whatever can be given helps. And we would definitely appreciate that. So I'll leave the QR code right there. I'll drop the other one to get it out the way real quick. And yeah, so I would never give Boost serious consideration of being my carrier after you told me that. So yeah, their data count. It's really weird, right? So yes, you are right about that. On the T-Mobile side of Boost Infinite and everything, it's a little bit weird how their data calculation is. It's also the same with T-Mobile. It's so weird because I can use Metro by T-Mobile, I can use Helium Mobile, all these that rely on T-Mobile, and it's like I get high data count usages, right? And I use something like Mobile X, and the same way that I would use my other phones on the different providers, and the calculations is just so different. And one day on Mobile X, I use less than a gig. One day on Metro by T-Mobile, doing the exact same thing, social media, posting videos, posting photos and everything. And Metro by T-Mobile says I use almost 2 gigs in one day. It's like, well, it's weird. But yeah, it's really hard to consider. And you know what? Like, I don't blame you at all. Joys of San Joaquin Valley, I wouldn't blame you at all, because a lot of people really wouldn't consider Boost Mobile anymore. Like, Dish has really, really destroyed the brand. Like, it was already on life support with Sprint. It is now like, like I said, my analogy, kicking a dead horse with a steel toe. Like, Sneed's video pretty much like painted something that I felt is heartbreaking for store reps. And I know some people don't like store reps. You don't like dealing with the people in the stores because they have this, car salesman type feel to any type of sale that you try to do in store. And I get it. And I understand why they do it. They do it because their jobs are at stake, right? I know it's not in our nature to firsthand start thinking about, oh, I'm walking into a Boost Mobile store. I'm going to buy me a new phone and get new service. And, oh, wow, they're rushing me with all this. Oh, you need to get this, or you should probably get this and get that. You feel overwhelmed, bombarded with all these things they're saying. And then you're like, damn. Like, I'm never coming back to your store again. But you know, we don't. It's not in our nature to think about, well, this person's job's probably on the line, because it is. It is. I've seen it firsthand walking into a Boost Mobile store and seeing a franchise owner of that store literally rip into his rep, talking about that this is what their expected sales needs to be, and that's what he expects them to, you know, provide, you know, at the end of the week. And some people just can't do that. Like, it's really hard to like tell somebody like, hey, you know, come get, you know, an iPhone 11 for $150, or come get it for free. You know, like, it's really hard. What do you think about T-Mobile home internet locking locations? You know what? It's their thing. Like, it was never intended to be something that was mobile. So I honestly feel like that, you know, they kind of gave us leeway where you could take your router, because I have one, and that you could take your router and you know, I mean, shit, when it first came out, Carlos got a router from them. And, you know, he has one of those adapters inside of his car that converts, you know, the power to an AC outlet. And he plugged it in there, and he drove all around Las Vegas, you know, and stopped places, took it out of his window and placed it on the top of the roof of his car. It was fun. Man, I miss those days when we used to live stream like that. It was super fun. But you know, they gave us leeway to be able to use this elsewhere, and now they're locking it down, and I can honestly see why. I can honestly see why they're doing that. And it's not good for us consumers, right? Because if you want to be able to be mobile with it, then there's like what, 110 for 200 gigabytes of data when you're moving around. Like, if you take your routers like to like a coffee shop or something and you use it there. And there's like 120 if you, or 150, something like that. 100, I don't know. Let's look at it. I got the WeberNet here. Let's see. Home internet plans. When I go to Xfinity store, the reps are friendly, helpful, stick to service. Not always. Not always, because upon traveling, I've been to a an Xfinity store, and they're just like car salesmen. It just depends where you go. Not every store is exactly the same. Not every store is exactly the same. So, my internet is acting super wonky today. Well, let me test something out. Okay, well, Twitter is working. T-Mobile site's not working for some reason and keeps giving me an error. Let me see. Let's see if we can get access to this. Yeah, no, this is crazy, man. An error has occurred while processing your request. You cannot access T-Mobile's website for some reason right now, or at least I can't. But luckily, there's other websites that have this information. So let me put this up on the screen for us all. Super wonky today. Oh my God, it's so killing the stream. All right, here we go. That took a minute, and man, it's been like this ever since the changes. So I don't know if they did something to towers nearby or whatever. But anyways, yeah, it says T-Mobile's new 5G internet plan lets you take your Wi-Fi on the road. Let's see if we find the pricing for it. So I know they have a new pricing for it. Oh, here we go. I was totally wrong. Home Internet Plus will be available on April 26th for a month with auto pay. Yeah, it talks about that. Signals, an extra 2,200 square feet worth of corners. Quarantine was released. You also get access to around-the-clock tech support. Oh, so that's weird. Yeah, so here they are. Home Internet Plus. You get additional features. Home Internet. See if we can make that bigger. And there we go. So the Home Internet Plus plan, price lock, no annual contracts, taxes and fees included, gateway included, monthly data allowance, unlimited, video streaming up to 4K. You can test drive it. You get access to T-Mobile Tuesday. Availability depends on your home address. Mesh access point included. You get that with the Home Internet Plus. With the regular home internet, you don't. Tech support, you get additional tech support. With the home internet, you get the basic tech support, and then they have Away, which gives you either 200 gigabytes or unlimited. So it's $70 for the Home Internet Plus. The home internet's $50, and that's with auto pay. And I believe the Away plans, there's two of them. One of them's 110. The other one I think is 120 or 150. One of the two. And that either gives you 200 gigabytes or unlimited data mobilely. So yeah, that's their new the new pricing thing. Crazy. What do you mean that? Metro? They didn't just recently approve the purchase of Metro. Metro's been a part of T-Mobile for. I think you mean Mint Mobile, because I know that they approved the acquisition of Mint Mobile. That could be a possibility. But Mint Mobile was already using T-Mobile's network from the very beginning, so there's not really too much that they would have to do. They could just be like, I don't know, they could be doing some system changes because of these new home internet plans. That I don't know, maybe that's like a system update. I have no idea. I don't work for them. Zero Cool will definitely know. Moose would know. Sneed and Carlos then would know. I don't know about the whole tower things. I just know it's been very sluggish the last like 2 days. So like anytime that I try to like, share a screen and the screen is still loading, it gets very, very choppy and stuttery and laggy, and latency is just bad. But yeah, that is. Yeah, your local store has good people, if that's what you're basing it off of. But your local store reps probably need to become trainers and train other stores on how to behave. But that's like that with any carrier, Boost Mobile and Metro and Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile. Like it's like that everywhere. They're all fighting because they all got to make commission, right? That's how it's based. They're paid their hourly rate, but they also got to get their commission bonuses, right? This is why Sneed covered the whole thing with Metro and their store reps and how the store reps were getting screwed because of how their commissions would be. Yeah, Lag City. I was loading a page, man. T-Mobile Home Internet is just not doing it today. Hopefully the lag has subsided and it's gotten better. Hopefully. I'll try to do less screen sharing so that way it won't do that again. But with Peter Adderton basically always kind of putting it out there that Dish needs to put Boost Mobile up for sale. I agree with them on that. SMT said T-Mobile shot themselves in the foot. The new T-Mobile internet prices makes cable internet look like a better deal. Yeah, it does. It does. To a degree. I mean, it depends on who you have. Like who you have as providers. I'll still tell you that Cox Internet, to me, I'll never go back to them after all the things that they have done. And, here in my city, everything is grid serviced. So even if I wanted Cox Internet, I couldn't go back to them anyways because the area that I live in is basically CenturyLink, and CenturyLink doesn't work good out here like it does in Vegas. I took advantage of Boost Mobile's 3 months for $15 a few times. Just use a different email each time so I can keep double dipping on the introductory rate. Can't keep the number that way. Yeah, I know some people would be doing that. You know, that's the reason why like a lot of these companies are cracking down on that. I don't know if you guys noticed that, right? Like MobileX used to give you a 10-day trial, and people were really abusing that. I know firsthand. There was a lot of accounts that were abusing that, and so with that being said, they started doing this thing where if you want a new number when you're signing up for MobileX, it's a $1.98 charge. If you port your number from a previous provider, then it'll be, you know, free to set up. And they have to do that because people were literally, you know, abusing it. They wouldn't subscribe, they wouldn't pick a plan, they would just use the 10 days. This is why before, like the 10 days used to be also unlimited data. Now it's not. I believe it's 10 gigabytes. So a gigabyte per day for you to test out MobileX and see how it works for you. And then, but people, when it was unlimited, people were really taking advantage of it. There were like so many accounts being made, and they wouldn't even cancel the accounts. They would just like create an entirely new account and, you know, get a SIM card sent to them or get a eSIM activation and use various different addresses. People will milk the hell out of these promos. Yeah, no, I feel what you're saying, Michael. They need to change the name. Boost is considered last tier. Yeah, you know what? Like, I know Peter Adderton will do. Oh my God! Hold on. Ooh. Wow. Second. I can't even type for shit right now. There's tech difficulties. Hold on. No, my cam's just not connecting. Why? There it goes. Woo, did you guys see that? Like, it completely crashed. I'm gonna close out some of these things. And then, of course, the advertisement on my webcam. Okay. My bad, y'all. If y'all are still here. I know that definitely sucked. Wow. Yeah, T-Mobile is kind of going downhill. But anyways, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my internet acting really ridiculous right now. What was it? I think I was talking about like the name change and everything like that. Yeah. I would say, you know, like Peter, if he was to acquire Boost Mobile back for them, I don't think he would keep the name Boost Mobile. I honestly think that he would just take the, you know, however many customers that they have on Boost Mobile and just migrate them over to MobileX, like completely do that. I don't see him trying to. I mean, he may, because it's, you know, it's what he started. He founded Boost Mobile. You know what I mean? He could try to do everything he can to revive the brand and revive the reputation. But I mean, just how far badly is Boost Mobile damaged? Like, you know, when I talk about Boost Mobile, Boost Infinite, and Dish. And if you hear in my voice and you see in my expressions that there's like a bit of aggravation. It's because of the decisions that Dish made and how to run things. I mean, like, I run, a Boost Infinite group page on Facebook. If anyone wants to see like what people are saying on there, I'll share it on screen. Jeez, anytime anything, it just used to get very laggy. And kill the camera for a little bit. No. I'm not trying to do anything on here. The heck? Let me know if you guys are still here. Someone post something, because I know on my end my stream crashed for a second, so I just want to make sure you guys are still here. Like, comment a thumbs up or comment the number 1. Okay. I didn't know. Like, I knew it crashed, and I didn't know if I lost all of you. But I'll show you the group page that I have on Facebook. Hopefully this doesn't kill the stream. This is why I turned off my my video cam. Yeah, I'll take myself off screen here so you guys can just see the page itself. 1.3 thousand active members on the Boost Infinite group page on Facebook. And the reason I constructed this page is I wanted a place for Boost Infinite customers to openly discuss their like their feelings of the brand, their feelings of their services, without feeling like, they're gonna get the shit end of the stick from some representatives. Now, I do know that there are a couple of employees that work for Boost Infinite because they so graciously like to put that in their comments. And before he resigned, I don't know if he's still here, he's gone, but Mike Kelly, who's also known as Boost Kelly, was part of it. So no, I haven't moved over to Verizon Home Internet, not at this time. And it's like, it says that it's available at my home address, but when I went there to go discuss picking that up, they told me that my area is not serviced yet, so I can't get it just yet. But I'm on the list, so when my area opens up for them, they will email me. And it's in my specific zone that it's not available. Like, I think like 4 blocks east of me, if I moved in that direction, then yeah, I would be able to get it. So it'd be pointless to get it because I wouldn't, the tower that's nearby me wouldn't service the gateway. But anyways, yeah, so this is the group page. This is where I get a lot of like what's going on with what customers' experiences is. One of the biggest things that I've noticed that people have posted in this group page, is buying a new device from them and the activation failing. So there are people who get like the Galaxy S24. Like, one person posted on here. I'm trying to find her thing. Trying to find her post. My Boost phone got hacked. Samsung Galaxy 24 Ultra said the phone still works, so you're okay. They won't replace it. Can't get on my Google account or my Gmail whatsoever. Yeah, I agree. They're not going to replace your S24 for user error if your stuff got hacked. So this person put, so I got a 24 Ultra, ported my number over as a secondary bit. Oh, look at this is the one here. So they got the S24 Ultra, and then she had an issue with the SIM card. The new phone doesn't read the SIM. They sent her another SIM, and same thing, it still wouldn't read the SIM. And so she was basically advised that Samsung would have to replace it. Samsung is not going to do it and a claim on that because it's a relatively new phone. They're not going to replace it. She went back to Boost Infinite, talked to customer care reps. They told her to file an insurance claim. She just got the device. The insurance just started on it. So as apparently the insurance claim told her that she couldn't start. She couldn't do a claim because she just started it. But she ended up, in her story more, she ended up putting a different SIM card in her Galaxy S24 and it started to work. So like these are the issues that Boost Infinite customers are facing, that for some reason Dish just cannot solve these things. It has been a year. This time last year, I had just started working for Boost Infinite. Like I was training with them in the end of March throughout April, and then went as a senior level 4 rep. And this issue is just still happening. It continues to keep happening. And I find that to be crazy. What up, Big John? Welcome in. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. That totally sucks, right? It's not far from you, but it's out of reach. I know. Yeah, some people are like that. No big deal, right? No big deal. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. Some people just aren't looking to just start spending a bunch of money on the latest stuff. But anyways, yeah, so this is why I created the group page, because this is where I get a lot of feedback from customers, issues that customers are facing. I'm able to cipher through a lot of what they post and figure out what they're posting just out of pure anger and probably nonsense, and what's actually legit issues. And like the one thing that I've noticed that's still a problem is migrating customers over. So I think it's going to be a very big problem when they try to migrate all of the Project Genesis customers over to Boost Infinite, because the migration for Republic Wireless over to Boost Infinite was complete garbage. Like, what the hell were they doing? Did not make sense. So yeah, I get a lot of people actively posting, and there's a lot of people that post in here that help other people that are new to the group, or have a question. They go in and answer. I'll be honest, like I read the posts every night, when I'm like unwinding for the day. I don't really have to reply to anybody because somebody else has already replied with what my answer would have been. So a very cool group, very good group. If any of you guys want to join it, you guys can. I'll put the link in there if you guys actually are active on Facebook. But that is the group page. And you guys are more than welcome to join it and interact with everybody else that's on there. So anyways, yeah, that's where I get a lot of the info from. I thought it was funny because like the day that it happened where Mike Kelly joined the group, I got hit with so many DMs, and they were like, hey, the guy running Boost Mobile is in your group. And I was like, no way. And I went and looked through like all the members, and I found him, and I'm like, and I clicked on his Facebook profile, and it sure enough, it was him. Of course, he doesn't run Boost Mobile now. He resigned, right? Which should tell you guys the writing on the wall, just like how badly screwed up Dish has the Boost brand. If a guy that's tapped in to run Boost Infinite and Boost Mobile, and he calls himself, Boost Kelly or Boost Mike, whatever. And you always see pictures of him, and he's always going to places, and he's like talking with Boost Mobile store reps, talking with, engineers, things like that. And he resigns from his position, speaks volumes of just how like clusterfuck Boost Mobile is. So for the meantime, I'm trying a new company called Brightspeed, and it's prepaid $50 plus $15 for a Wi-Fi router and 100 megs up, and it's doing great for me. Awesome. I don't know if we have something like that here in my city. I can look around for that. And it's only today. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know the live stream crashed earlier, And it's only been today that the home internet from T-Mobile is acting weird. On better days, most days, it's actually pretty good. That's what I use to live stream. When you look at my past live streams, they do all right. So these things happen from time to time. I'm not going to go too crucial on it. Plus two, my kids are on their gaming system playing Fortnite, so that can contribute. I'm really disappointed in Dish, and I'm really saddened by the fact that they are literally they're not even killing the brand. The brand is like damn near dead. They're literally putting it in, like, it's already in the coffin. They're just hammering away at the nails to seal the coffin shut. Pine box is getting sealed up. That's pretty much what I would say. So anyone that escaped Boost should feel fortunate. Yeah, honestly, yeah. And I hate saying it in that context, right? Because I was a big backer of Boost Mobile. I like their services from way back in the day. Even if IDN wasn't the best network to stream YouTube videos on. But the push to talk era, when it had the Moto Clutch, the Moto i856, the Moto i9, they had some really badass devices. Even the BlackBerry i8, was it like 8530 or 8315? I forgot what it is, but I know it was a BlackBerry that was push to talk. They had a lot of cool stuff, and then Boost CDMA came out. And they were pilot testing it in California for a while, and then they ended up branching out across the U.S. And then they converted everybody from the Boost push to talk on over to the CDMA network, and that's when Sprint pretty much like acquired them. And then from there, like Sprint just pretty much like made like all the worst decisions ever. Like when I worked for Sprint in their retention department, like every 3 months, Boost Mobile representatives would come over there and they would have like a game, and we would all go up and cast our vote or buy a raffle ticket or just something, right? And then at the end of the work shift for the morning crew, like they would announce who won, like the latest phone from Boost Mobile with 6 months active service. And I actually what the hell was it? It wasn't the ZTE Warp Elite, but it was another ZTE device. I totally forgot the name of the device, but it was like a $150 phone. I won that with 6 months service, and I gave it to my son, and he used the phone. So, but yeah, they would always come around. You know what I mean? And they would get feedback from us, like they would want to know, and it was so sad because they. God bless those reps that would come in for Boost Mobile. They would come in and be like, "Oh, we know you talk with so many people that wants to leave. How many of them are saying that they're going to move over to Boost Mobile?" And literally, like my answer to them was always none. None mentioned Boost Mobile. Everyone that talked about they were going to leave us, that Sprint was crap, they were shit. How come they can't browse the internet and talk on the phone at the same time like T-Mobile customers can? I'm going to T-Mobile. That's where a lot of them were going, was T-Mobile. Some were like, I got the money to burn, I'm going to Verizon. Some would go to AT&T, but majority of the ones that were porting out would let me know they were going to T-Mobile, or they would tell me I'm in a T-Mobile store. They would tell me like right then and there. But yeah, it was so hard to deliver that bad news to those Boost reps. Be like, nobody's considering going prepaid to you guys. Because Sprint had already tarnished the Boost name. Like Boost, to me, is a pillar in the prepaid world, right? Way back, that's what you heard of, right? You heard of Boost Mobile as prepaid. You heard of Metro PCS, and this is when they were regional, right? Alltel prepaid, regional. Cricket was regional. It wasn't until T-Mobile acquired Metro and AT&T acquired Cricket they started going nationwide. But Boost Mobile was a pillar name. Lag time is returning. Let me kill that off. Oh, I'm so sorry about today's live stream being so shit. I predict Boost dealers will phase out Boost. Well, just dealers in general, right? Because they're not really Boost dealers. These guys own their own shops. They're mom and pop shops. And so, yeah, a lot of them who have paid the franchise fees to run a store with Boost Mobile stuff, Let me find out what it is. Boost Mobile dealership FAQs. Let's see if we can get that in there. Let me know if it's still laggy or choppy. Seems like it is. Because like the little audio circle just like went really slow back to the picture. But anyways, it says become a Boost retailer. You get to own it. Oh, now they changed it up. There's no franchise agreement and no fees. Competitive compensation for new activations, accessory sales, and in-store payments can lead to a six-figure income you earn with it. Your income includes a percentage of ongoing monthly payments from the new customers you sign up. You'll get help with it. Boost provides access to high-quality fixtures and signage, demo devices, and promotional material. Oh, man. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah, they tell you like all the benefits of Boost Mobile. Okay. Retailer qualification forms. I want to see what that form is. Legal business name. You got to put all that information in. The owner's email address, the principal owner's name, point of contact name, point of contact title. You got to put all that information in. Which states are you interested in? Which cities are you interested in? How much capital do you have to invest in each? See, there it is. So they say there's no franchise fees, but you do have to invest. So they're trying to change verbiage because before it used to tell you there was a franchise fee, and I think I'm probably wrong on this, but I believe that the franchise fee was $50,000 a year. I believe that's what it was. I could be wrong. But now they don't call it a franchise fee. Now they're like, how much capital do you have to invest? So they're calling it an investment now. Do you own other businesses? How'd you hear about us? Additional comments. Please upload any additional information you would like to share, so you can upload like your business documents for them to prove that you are a valid business, and you can attach that to this. And it's called the dealer recruiting. Maybe I can share this with you guys so you guys can see it. Yeah, this is the Dish account. Dealer recruiting. These are the records. Yeah, this is what they ask for. So this is their page that pretty much talks about it. And as you can see right here, it says you get to own it. There's no franchise agreement and no fees. So they kind of switched it up because I guess they used to charge like annual fees. Now they're just basically looking at you investing. It's a very interesting thing here. See, mobile hub and wireless for you, and tu voz, which means your voice, and Espanol. Let's see. It's been an honor to be part of this fantastic wireless company for more than 15 years. Boost Mobile has a wonderful company culture, supports their dealers. Not anymore, because if you guys watch Sneed's video, they are now penalizing. Now to kind of respond to Sneed's video today about the fines that these dealer stores are going to get for certain things that they do. I kind of understand why Dish is going to implement that, because I don't know about you guys and how it is in your city, but here in Phoenix, Arizona, we have an issue with Boost Mobile stores here. Some of them. Now there are some good ones that are, generally for, all out pretty good, but there's like, especially on the south side of Phoenix, which basically is like the very urban area, a lot of those stores close sometimes early. Like they hire employees to run the shop, and I get it. You don't get a lunch break. You don't get to really go to the bathroom because you're the only one running the store. And if you have like a swarm of customers coming in, some to upgrade a phone, some to start service, some to pay a bill, they all got to sit around and wait because there's only one rep in the store. So some of them decide, you know what? They're like, fuck this. I'm tired. I'm going home early. They close up shop. Like if the shop's supposed to close at 7 p.m., they close the doors at 6:30, lock it, turn the open sign to close. And so Dish is like, they're gonna hit these stores with a fine. And I totally get that. But you know what? Like it's a devil advocate situation because yes, somebody may be just getting off work at 6:30 and is rushing to a Boost Mobile store because they're going to port their number over and get a phone that they've always wanted and start up service at Boost Mobile because Boost works great for them. And they get to the store, and how heartbreaking is it for that person to see, like, oh my God, it's not even 7 p.m. and they're closed, right? So I understand that aspect of like Boost cracking down on stores that are closing up shop early or opening too late. Like they're supposed to be open at 10 a.m., but the person doesn't come to work until 11. You know, that's lost business from 10 to 11. You know, someone could have been out there to pay their phone bill or to buy a new phone and they were sitting out there for 10, 15 minutes and said, fuck this, I'm going somewhere else, you know? So I get that. But I also see Sneed's point of view on it where, if they could destroy the store dealers so they can sell them out, you know, like basically liquidation, right? That may be their intent to do. Yeah, I see that. So I don't know how these stores are going to react to this. I don't know if they're going to keep their same mentality of it, being an honor to be a part of the brand, where now they got to worry about if their store reps are doing the right thing. Like for me, if I was to open up a store and actually become a dealer for Boost Mobile, honestly, I'll tell you guys to be upfront, I wouldn't hire anybody to help me. Like I would have me a small shop. I would be in it from open to close. If I did have one other person helping me, it would be someone that I trust, and it would be someone that works with me at the same time. So, like, I may open up the store and work by myself from 8 in the morning until 10 in the morning. At 10 in the morning, I would need someone to come in from 10 to 7 and work alongside me. And they can go home at 7. I'll stay another hour, so I'll work from 7 to 8 o'clock, and then close up shop at 8. Or maybe I would keep the store open till 10 p.m. and close up shop at 10 p.m., but I would be working it by myself for the last 3 hours of the shift. That's how I would run my store. Just to make sure that, the times that I know that people are most active, which is after 10 a.m., all the way, until the evening time, I have additional help to help me to service customers walking into my shop. But, closing, I can pick it up myself. Be no problem. That's how I would run a store if I decided to. But if I would open a shop, like if I came across the funds to be able to open up my own mobile store here in Phoenix, I would actually apply for the Mobile X dealer partnership. I've had that happen. Seems like the owners in my area want to just sit home, smoke and roll, FaceTime store reps. Yeah, they do that, right? Some of them are that bad. They do these really wacky, odd things. Some store owners don't give a shit. Some store owners are shady as fuck. I remember a store owner on the south side of, well, it's not on the south side of Phoenix. It's in Tempe, Arizona, right across Arizona Mills, which is a mall. There was a Boost Mobile store there. And I went in because there was a promotion to buy a phone in store at a discounted price if you set up a new line. And I was setting up a new line and I wanted that phone. And the guy was like, I don't know if I have that phone here. I mean, I have a phone like that. And he opened his drawer and there's this same model phone that I wanted, but not brand new in the box. And I'm looking at him like, he's like, and I'll sell you this one for only $89. And I'm like, the fuck out of here with that. I'm not buying that used thing. I don't know. Why the fuck did someone return it without the box, So I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, they do these things and I get it. Maybe someone that really needed a phone could take that phone, but there was a reason why it was returned. And if it was an issue with the actual phone itself, well, then you're going to spend $89 and get ripped off. Like, that's screwed. That's screwed beyond anything. So, yeah, it's crap. But it's sad to see them. Sad to see them go. So a toast to Boost Mobile because you are literally shutting that pine box on you. Honestly, feel like they should get rid of it. Not like shut it down, but sell it. Sell it. And even if Peter Adderton doesn't buy Boost Mobile, sell it. Actually, you know what? Just sell all of it. Boost Infinite and all. Sell it as one thing. And get rid of it. Dish, get out of it. Because their decisions on the things that they do, some of it's good. I like some of the decisions that they make. But I'm still left just puzzled by like, you're emphasizing and focusing completely on your network build out, which is not even really going great. It's good if you have the network connectivity and you know the capacity can hold up on your device. That's great, you know what I mean? But when you see what a lot of people are talking about, buying a new iPhone 15 Pro Max or even just the iPhone 15 or buying the new Galaxy S24 series and they can't activate it. They can't activate it at all. They're just like, it won't activate. And, you know, their customer care team, whether it's level 1 or level 4, doesn't really have the resources to fix these issues, or they're not pushing for their reps to really kind of help out. Like, I'm not saying that I'm the answer to customer service and that, you know, I'm the guru on it. But I've worked customer service for so many years. I've seen the flaws, the chinks in the armors. I know where areas can be supported to strengthen the experience and make it so much better. And I would say this, because one of the biggest problems with customer service is being told two different things. One rep tells you one thing, another rep tells you another thing. They have this convoluted encyclopedia to find answers to any customer's questions. And customer care reps are so fucking afraid to just say, hey, look, offhand, I don't know the answer to that question. Just give me a second. I know where to find it. And I will provide you the most accurate information. They're afraid to say that because some trainers train these customer service reps to be like, if you don't sound confident that you know what you're talking about, you will lose the customer right then and there. True, that may be for some situations, but it's how you position it. If you can confidently tell a customer like, hey, off the top of my head, I don't know the answer to that. Well, let me get you that answer because I know exactly where it is. That's very different when you're like, I think it might be that, or you know what? That's a very good question. Hang on one second. Like, that doesn't sound confident that you're going to know what you're talking about. You'll lose the customer right then and there. Yes, of course, I understand that. But a lot of care reps just feel like they're not going to tell you that they don't know it off the top of their head. And we're all human. And that's why I try to tell like my associates, my friends, it's like, don't be afraid to say you don't know it off the top of your head because you're a human, not a robot. I mean, anyone that's human can relate with that. How many things do you know of in your mind? And how many of those things do you know can come to the front of your mind in less than a millisecond? Right? You may know how to basically replace an alternator in a vehicle, but you won't know the steps right off key. You would need that second for your brain to dig up all that information to say, okay, this is the first step, second step, third step. So it's the same thing. Just say, hey, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know where to find it. Let me get it for you, you know? And yeah, they're afraid to do that. So you're always ending up getting like 2 or 3 different answers because one rep will be like, oh yeah, it's because you need to talk to Samsung about your phone not activating. Maybe there's something that is defective. Get it replaced from them because they want to get you off their phone line and they pass you to Samsung. Samsung's like, nope, not us. Talk to them. And you go back to Boost Infinite and then the other person's like, oh, well, all you got to do is just literally file an insurance claim and get a replacement phone. Anyone who knows how phone insurances are knows that you got to pay, you know, you got to pay a fee, right? Like they may require you to pay like, you know, a $200 deductible and they'll send you a replacement device, and the replacement device is not always going to be brand new. So, but why would you have to do that? And then to come to find out, when you stick another SIM card in your phone and it starts working, then you realize it's not the phone, it's your SIM card. How come you guys couldn't figure that out? Type of thing, you know? These incompetents should not be present. This is why I had to step away from them. Like, if they changed things up, if they made things better, to be honest with everybody, if they called me up, was like, hey, you were great. We'd like for you to consider coming back. Would I go back to work for Boost Infinite in their customer care department? Yeah. Of course, my thing would be is like I want to train their next reps. I don't want to be a rep. I want to train their next reps so their next reps can do a great job, making the experience better. But not under Dish's administration, no. And it's just how they are. Then Dish can start paying for employee shortages, bathroom breaks, lunch breaks, snack breaks, or when the store has. Well, they don't pay them. Like the store owner pays his employees, right? All they really get with this deal of being a retail store from them, is for like the activations that they make, the sales that they make. They get the money for that. And they give that to you. Like that's how the store owner makes their money. Is from sales, from selling all this stuff. So like really what they get basically out of all this is like to be able to fly the Boost brand logos all over their building and inside their building. They get all the setups. They get all the demo phones to display for customers to check out. They get all that from Boost. And then, for, bonuses for activations, bonuses, for how much inventory they move. They get those things. So yeah. When you work at a Boost Mobile store, like if you apply to work at a Boost Mobile store, I mean, you're working at that store. And I don't know what store owner is going to pay their employees throughout their lunch breaks. I know, technically by law they have to be given a break. If you're working a 6-hour period, you're at least given, one break. I think here in Arizona, it's one break. If you work an 8-hour period, you are required to have 2 breaks and a lunch. Yeah, but Xfinity is different. Like comparing Xfinity to a Boost Mobile store, Xfinity stores are not franchise stores, right? Xfinity owns these locations. They open them up. They put inventory in there. They put their employees in there. Dish doesn't buy these buildings and put employees in there. You can be an owner of a Boost Mobile store if you have the investment capital that they're requiring for you to be a partner, and you invest that money into Boost Mobile. They will give you all the necessary things you need to set up your shop. But your employees work for you. They don't work for Dish. So it's a little bit different, little different comparisons there. But Xfinity having that many reps inside the store, it makes sense, right? It's like when you go in a Verizon store, there's 10, 15 reps in that store at least given. If you're at a small Verizon shop, there's about 6 reps inside there. Same with AT&T, same with T-Mobile, right? Like they fully staff their people. That's the problem with Boost stores, is that it's up to the store owner to have the help that he needs to have that. So it's a real clusterfuck of things. And, because of the way that, policies change, upgrades change, all these changes that has happened since the acquisition of Sprint, it has tarnished Boost sales. You got to remember too, like one of the biggest key slap to the faces of Boost Mobile as a brand happened last year, February. Throughout the whole time that, Dish was hacked, because that's what happened to them. Their care reps were on standby answering phone calls for a little bit before they completely shut down customer service. But the customer reps were telling people to go to a Boost store and pay your bill. And Boost Mobile stores didn't have access to cover Boost Infinite customers' bills. So they literally were just like, what the hell? And like Boost store reps were getting yelled at, getting assaulted. Like the brand just really got bad. Dish is overstepping their authority on the operations of the store. Um, I wouldn't say that Dish is overstepping it. And it's not Dish saying make your people work through your lunch breaks and stuff like that. No. It's basically the store rep doing it. Like in context to understand, if I opened a store and, my store is selling Boost Mobile stuff, so it's, looked at and registered as a Boost Mobile store, and I hired one person to work in my shop because that's all I can afford. That rep staying in shop, running the shop from open to close, if they choose to work through their lunch, they choose to work through their lunch. If they close up the store to go to lunch, they close up the store to go to lunch. I wouldn't argue that. But the thing that Sneed mentioned in his video today is like, say that scenario is in play and a rep closes the store to go to lunch. Well, then the store owner catches a fine for the store being closed if a customer or a potential customer reports it, complains to Dish. Oh, this store on the corner of Central and Broadway is closed. It's 12 o'clock. There's nobody in there. The door's locked. They got proof of it. The store will catch a fine. And that's where it's wrong. That's where it's messed up, because you do have a lot of Boost Mobile stores. Like, go to any Boost Mobile store and see how many reps they have in there. Some will have 2 or 3. Some will have 2. Some will only have 1. And if they only have 1 rep, that rep deserves to go get something to eat. That rep deserves to go and take a moment to go pee. And they can't just run to the bathroom and leave the front door unlocked, because when they're in the bathroom, someone can come in and swipe a bunch of iPhone cases and then go walk around the city selling iPhone cases for like $2 just to make money. Or would be robbers, because you can YouTube search Boost Mobile store robbery. You'll find a lot of videos on that. People go in and they rob Boost Mobile stores. They want the Samsung Galaxies. They want all the iPhones. Throw it in the bag, Forgetting that these phones are scanned into their inventory on the system to show that they're there at that location. So if everything got stolen from the store, well, they can just submit the inventory list and Apple can blacklist all those IMEIs. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I believe you. Xfinity stores are fully staffed, but that's comparing apples to oranges. Xfinity stores are Xfinity stores. They're not independent owners who bought into the Xfinity franchise or invested into the Xfinity franchise. Boost Mobile stores are not Dish-owned stores. Dish does not own them. They didn't rent the property and put employees in there. They didn't do that. It's private people who want to run a store and sell Boost Mobile service, and they invested their money into it, and so they got all the necessary things they need to have a Boost Mobile store. So very different. So that's the point I'm saying. Is you really can't compare Xfinity stores to Boost Mobile stores. Two different ball games. Because from what I know, at least from my knowledge, there's not a Boost Mobile corporate store. You know how like they have a Metro corporate store and then they had Metro authorized dealers? Boost Mobile stores are pretty much like authorized dealers. That's what they are. I've never seen a Boost Mobile corporate store. I could be wrong. Maybe one does exist somewhere out there. Maybe there's one in Colorado, but I don't know. It's like Consumer Cellular. Consumer Cellular never had any stores. They sold all their stuff in Target, some Walmarts. But I think it was like sometime last year, they opened up their first physical store in Florida. And they're continuing to open up more stores. But those stores would be corporate stores for Consumer Cellular. They're not authorized dealers. Boost Mobile doesn't have corporate stores to my knowledge. And they, you know what? I mean, I don't know. Not with Dish. I wouldn't want them to open any corporate stores with Dish. I would just like to see the brand just shifted to somebody else that actually is passionate about running a company. I'm not going to be live too long here in a second, but let me put this back up. And again, like I said in the beginning of the live stream, anybody that wants to help my son out, he's hoping to raise money for his 3rd grade graduation ceremony on May 15th. Click the QR code right there. Whatever you can spare helps. I don't care if it's a dime, a nickel, 25 cents, a dollar. Every little bit helps. I'm going to keep running this to help my son out. And whatever he gets, he is going to bring it to the school on May 15th. So that way they can have a graduation ceremony for third graders, since third graders are switching from Encanto Elementary to Clarendon Elementary. Clarendon runs grades 4 through 6. Encanto runs grades K through 3. So I've already he made his first deal with me this morning. So $200 is what I'm giving to help him out. So that way his third grade class, their ceremony, they can have, not just their assembly to acknowledge the third graders who passed the ASA test, the AASA test, which is a requirement here in Arizona for students to move from third grade to fourth grade. If they fail it, they got to stay in third grade and repeat. But he passed. So they do a ceremony for them. They will have refreshments and, food and stuff like that. That's what this is going towards. So I want him to have that good experience. Well, you know what? Like, to be honest, Joyce, to be honest, you can have 15 reps in the store. I'll be quite honest with you. If I came in ski mask with AR-15, your 15 reps don't stand a chance. Like, seriously, look, some of them are pretty stupid. I think the most heartbreaking one, so the most heartbreaking Boost Mobile store robbery I ever saw was a gentleman that walked into a Boost Mobile store in Florida. The rep behind the counter, she's pregnant. And the guy tries to pay it off. He comes in, he's like, opens his phone, looks at his phone, just kind of lollygagging there. She greets him, was very polite to him, was even telling him like, oh, it's pretty hot outside, huh? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, the heat is pretty bad. And then he closes his phone, puts it in his pocket, takes 2 steps forward towards the counter, swings and clocks this pregnant woman in the face and knocks her to the ground. And it has full audio and everything. You can find a video, just YouTube search Boost Mobile Store robbery. You can put Florida as an extra search key and you'll probably find it. And you hear the girl, she's crying. The guy's like, open a drawer. She pops the drawer open so he can grab all the money. He takes her personal cell phone and then he runs out the store. And she's like laid out on the ground, and she's not like even like in her first month of pregnancy. I would say she's like at the end of her second trimester, or she's already in her third trimester. So she is really far into her pregnancy, and she fell to the floor. That could have put her like in pre-labor. They caught the guy. I believe, and he did go to jail. But this is also why Boost Mobile stores don't have enough reps working in them too. Some people just don't want to be in that type of dangerous situation, because you got to think Boost Mobile and Metro by T-Mobile and Cricket are in a lot of underdeveloped areas, underdeveloped urban areas. So, there's a liquor store right next to them. There's a smoke shop right next to them, type places. And they get robbed quite a bit. I would say in my time that I've lived here in Phoenix, I have heard of about 8 or 9 robberies, and 4 of them, the store rep lost their life. Like, the guys came in, they got the money, they got all the latest iPhones and everything, and they still shot the rep, and he didn't survive. And it's like, you had everything you wanted. Why pull the trigger? Well, I get it. Some people are trigger happy. And so it's really hard to get people to actually want to work in those stores. And I know that the Boost Mobile stores here, one of my friends that has a shop on the south side of Phoenix actually told me, like, he has a license to carry a firearm. But the store owner, like, he prohibits it. So with cameras watching every corner of the store, robbery would be... Well, those cameras aren't a live feed directly to police, right? So there's not police that's sitting around watching those cameras. So even if I came in ski mask with an AR-15 and robbed the store, robbed everyone in it and left, right? If I planned it out just right, I could get away with it. as long as there's nothing identifiable on me that can trace back to me, chances of them catching me are slim. Like, you would have to have like a tattoo that's identifiable, that's seen on camera. You would have to go in without a mask. You would have to go in that shows a lot of your pigment for them to have an idea. Yeah. So it's possible. Xfinity is not bulletproof. Let me just put it that way. They're not bulletproof. Yeah, I agree with you, Eric. They need to be sold to a company that will help them. That is true. So that's why when Peter Adderton says that he would grab them back, I hope he's not full of shit. I hope he really does mean that. Because if they actually do decide to sell, this makes me just even more excited to see what he's going to do, how he's going to revamp this. Is he going to migrate everyone over to Mobile X and just, we'll see. But I really hope for the best. But right now, Boost is not even on life support anymore. They're in the pine box. Something needs to change. But I don't really see that happening. I really do see Dish being naive to run things the way that they've been running things and to act ridiculously as they've been doing and get nowhere with this, or eventually dropping the Boost Mobile prepaid and just focusing on Infinite and trying to push that. And if that's what they intend to do, then sell Boost Mobile away, take Boost off your brand, change it to Infinite Wireless. I don't give a shit, and let Boost thrive. Yeah, Boost is in its grave. You ain't lying. I mean, there's a lot of things from the past that I missed, besides, Boost Mobile. Like, I miss Google Plus. I love that as a social platform, and it's never going to come back because Google is stupid. They won't bring it back. Like, come on, Google. Come on, Google. Bring back Google Plus. Like, a lot of us that were on there and very active on there loved it. We loved it. I mean, it was mellow. There wasn't a lot of fucking drama. There wasn't a lot of bullshit on there. Everything, and you had communities based upon interest. Photography communities were awesome. I loved seeing people's posts about photography. You had the tech spaces, all the different tech communities, and everybody was just like chill. And there wasn't so many beefs on Google Plus. Your feed wasn't bombarded with stupid ass bots and freaking, catfishes. I miss Google Plus. I miss Inbox by Gmail. I love the functionality of Inbox. I think Inbox should have stayed and just replaced Gmail and called it Gmail. The way that it organized all your emails was phenomenal. Loved Inbox. Allo and Duo. I know Duo's still around. It's part of Google Meets, but it's a lot different than what it was. Allo was a great chat service. It was better to me than Hangouts was, and they could have just implemented SMS support into Google Allo, but now you have Google Messages, you have Google Chat, you have Google Meets. Oh my God, so weird. There's a lot of things that I miss. Yeah, inaccurate data counters are a deal breaker. Yeah, that should be for everybody, right? But yeah, I miss a lot of things, a lot of things that were very beneficial that makes no sense why they've gone away. I don't know what they're gonna do with X. I really don't. Which is why, like, you guys may, for those that I want to follow, because that's literally what I did. Yes, my main X account, Twitter account, whatever you refer to it as. You guys may have seen it, the name's changed. I've said that I'm gonna do my own interests on there, my own Pokemon Go gameplay, and communicate with other Pokemon Go players on there and everything. I don't care how many followers it has. I don't give a shit. I restarted a tech space on X. I'm live streaming into it right now. All my tech thoughts will be going on there. If you want to follow me, you can find me. It's wait, hold on. I just made it too, so I gotta make sure that I have it correct. Don't want to give you guys the wrong one. I'll be signing into it on my devices here soon. Actually, let me grab it real quick. Oh. That log back in. Mm-hmm. One second. I'll post that on there. There we go. Okay. So that is my handle. You guys can follow me on there if you guys want to. Comcast is launching a prepaid version of postpaid Xfinity Mobile. I don't think Xfinity would be considered postpaid. Because Xfinity uses Verizon's network, doesn't it? If it does, then well, I don't know. Is there such thing as a postpaid MVNO? Yeah, there is. Yeah, okay. I guess you would consider it postpaid. If you're using services first and then paying for it afterwards, like as service alone, not bundled, okay? Not bundled. So if you're paying for home internet and phone service and you're post paying it, that's a bundle. But like if you're only on phone service with Xfinity, no home internet, and you're paying before you use the services, that's prepaid. That's like, I don't know. That's like a pet peeve of mine. The terminologies of it. Postpaid obviously isn't what the name means. Postpaid. You use services first, then you pay for the services that you use. Prepaid obviously is what it means. You pay for the services you're going to use before you use the services. That's the reason why, like with postpaid, usually they want some sort of credit. They want some sort of credit because they're going to let you use the services first, and then you can pay for it after your bill cycle ends. So they want to make sure that you are a responsible person to pay your bill. Prepaid, they don't really need to do a credit check because you're going to pay up front first. You're going to pay me $50 to use the services. You pay me, your services are turned on, you can use it. Right? So, well, I always thought that Xfinity was considered prepaid just because if you got Xfinity phone service and just the phone service, not bundled internet, that you paid up front. But yes, there is such thing as an MVNO postpaid because Boost Infinite is that. Boost Infinite is a hybrid. It's AT&T and T-Mobile, contracts are MVNO because they're using AT&T and T-Mobile. So they're a mobile virtual network operator on those two networks. And then they have their own network, the Dish network, that they also run and operate and put customers on. That's available in customer cities. I do predict that if Boost Infinite was able to still be around in the next 10 years, eventually they will drop their deal with AT&T and T-Mobile once the Dish network is nationwide and dependable. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so it's a bundle. Even though they put it on two different accounts, it's a bundle. The way that I know that how these systems that govern the services work out is like how you said that they put them in two different accounts. So you have like an internet account, you have a phone account. But what you'll see is like if you access, like if you call in to Comcast, right, you have a bundle service with them. You call in about your mobile phone. When you give them your mobile phone number, they pull your account up. It will tell them on that account page that you have an internet page, and it will be like an attachment. You click on that, it'll bring up the internet side of your account. So it's two different account numbers, but the account numbers are binded together. And they have to do it that way because they do have to count the internet account separately away from mobile. If they were to do some sort of audit on how many internet customers do they have, how many mobile customers do they have, they don't want to like make it, convoluted for them where they have to also start deciphering bundle accounts and shit like that. So, but it's still bundled. And I was talking about Xfinity. If Xfinity is postpaid, if you're bundled, like if you have home internet and phone service, but either way, there is such thing as postpaid MVNO. Boost Infinite is that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep putting this up. So I'm really trying to help my son. And I'm gonna be doing this if I go live throughout this upcoming week. I'll continue to do this. I know on my second channel later today, I'm going to game on there and probably play some games on the RetroArch game emulator. I might go old school Nintendo, maybe find some like Super Mario Bros. Or something like that. I got to download these ROM games and then get them to go and play. Or I might play Snoopy. The Flying Ace versus the Red Baron. I have that game. It's pretty fun to play. I don't know. I don't know what game I'm going to play, but I'm going to game on the second channel later today. Seeing how everything goes. But yeah, anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I want to thank everyone for joining in and listening to my rant about Boost Mobile. Getting your guys' feedback too as well. That's great. I love, listening to what you guys have to say. And hopefully other people find this to be informative for them. Seeing your guys' responses and how you guys feel about Boost Mobile will kind of help them out. Again, like I said, if you guys want to help my son out, raise money for their third grade graduation on May 15th, hit the QR code. I'll deeply appreciate it. I don't care what you guys donate, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents. I don't care. Every little bit helps. He's going to turn in whatever he's able to raise on May 15th. And so I just want to help my son out. So it's Venmo. If you guys have a different method, just get at me on a Twitter DM, follow my new Twitter page. And you guys can DM me there and we'll discuss something or whatever, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll give you all a minute here to pretty much wrap it up, but I love you guys very much. Be safe out there and I'll talk to you on the next one.